Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Um, I thought I'd make a video telling you about the nanny situation here in the UAE. So, most of the kids have nannies. Yeah, most of them have nannies. A lot of them are very, very good nannies. A lot of the families are very good. There are some that it's bad. For example, let me tell you this story. I was talking to one of my students and they told me about a nanny. And this nanny, the kids weren't allowed to tell the nanny where they lived. And the nanny, whenever someone would come to the door, she would ask, "Where are we?" She didn't know. She knew she was in the UAE. She didn't know if she was in, Al Ain, Dubai, etc. And they wouldn't tell her because they were afraid she might, in the words of the child, escape. Um, and what ended up happening was she did escape. She left the family. They weren't allowed to go outside. They had to live in the home, and they weren't allowed to go outside. She ended up escaping, and because she broke her contract, she was put in jail for. Now this is a little bit um, a language barrier. It was either 1 year she was in jail here or 1 week. The child was not very clear on that. But regardless, she was in jail for a while. And then after she was in jail, she was deported back to the Philippines and is not allowed to come back into the UAE. So there are instances where the nannies in like basically they've been kidnapped. That's what anybody from America, if you said that story to them, they would be like, "Oh my gosh, that's kidnapping," pretty much. And so there are situations where they will trick you into becoming their nanny, and they'll give you papers and it's in Arabic and you don't know what it is and you sign it and you become, pretty much an indentured servant. Um, and that's not for Americans or people from Western places, but it's if you're from the Philippines and you're thinking about getting a job as a nanny over here, there are some really great families, but you need to be careful. And I would have everything in writing. Another thing with the nannies is sometimes the kids, if they want to insult somebody, they'll call them a nanny, which that happened once in my class, and I put a stop to it pretty quickly because I I said, "Why is that an insult? It shouldn't be." And the kids, especially last year, the kids did not clean the classroom. They would just leave their trash all over the place. And I said, what's going on? And they're like, "Miss, just have the nanny clean it up." And I was like, "Hold on a second. There ain't no nanny here. I'm the nanny. I'm not cleaning up your trash." So that was something, and maybe that's just a kid thing in general. But there was one boy in particular who would refuse to pick up trash because he said, "That's a nanny's job. That's not my job." And I was like, "No, no, no. That ain't gonna fly in my classroom." So, so yeah, and a lot of them are foreigners, expats, not from the UAE. A lot of them are from the Philippines. And there was one instance where there was a family in my class who really did not like people from the Philippines, and then she ended up tutoring, or someone from the Philippines ended up tutoring their daughters, and then they hired a nanny from the Philippines, and they completely switched their position on nannies. They even went so far as to go to my school and tell the owners of the school, "You need to be paying the Filipino staff more," which I think is fantastic. Getting to know other people from other cultures is one way to break down barriers, and that's what happened in this family. So I thought that was pretty fantastic. But then there's other stories where, they're not allowed to go outside and they're pretty much kidnapped. So just be cautious with that, and be aware of that. There was something else I wanted to say. But I don't remember what it was. So if you have any questions, comments, concern, leave them in the comment section below. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, doesn't matter. So, salam. Bye.